in order for you and me to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough. We have to get to the cause of it all.
The lessons might change, but the essence of the message is the same. So when they say anything, say why is it? Class is in session till the teacher gets a pink slip. 40 to a class, no wonder we delinquent. Half the school district never make it to commencement.
Before we kind of get into what the struggle is, I would kind of like to have the students start so they can place the context of their education. What is it like to be a student at Jordan High School? And it's not much different from being a student at any other school in South Central, Watts, Oakland, New York, Detroit, Chicago, anywhere where there's people of color, majority, DC, in our school systems. It's the same thing everywhere. But I would like to, let students, kind of frame what their educational experience is like so that we can understand why it's important to bring folks like Malcolm and that kind of analysis and framework into the classroom. So I'm going to pass it to Anna and then Mona. Is that cool?
The school system is set up for Black and brown youth to fail. Look at the prisons. Count how many Black and brown youth are there. It's set up for us to fail, and then it's also like a tracking system también. A lot of people that drop out, I don't like to call them dropouts at all. They don't decide like, okay, well, I'm gonna just leave school and that's it. No, I like to call them the pushouts, the disappeared. Once they leave, ¿dónde están? Pushed out because there is no hope, and the reason why there's no hope, they've seen all like this going on in their communities and their schools. They see that they're not receiving a quality education. They see that their teachers are not, they don't care at all whether they're failing, and they're not devoting any time and effort to help those students. And they're just realizing, hey, like my principal and my administrators, they're just being tyrants, and then the little regime is just going around, and then the whole area is being patrolled by police. So it makes you wonder, okay, am I in a school or in a prison?
I'm a battle scar wearing their apparent, descendant of a long lineage of proletariat and peasant. So check the work ethic in the name. The lessons might change, but the essence of the message is the same.
Being a student at Jordan is very hard. You come in as a student who they believe is going to fail without knowing who you are. I came into Jordan and got into a fight within my first week and was told by the principal, all I have here is a radio in my fist to protect myself. So if you feel that you're going to fight anymore, you will get hit. And being told anything, if you're not in class, you are in trouble. Whether you don't have on a uniform or not, you are in trouble. You get sent home for not having on a uniform, and that's not the law. You're not allowed to. You don't have to wear a uniform at a public school, but you get sent home because you don't know your rights. And if you do know your rights, then you get pushed around. But at Jordan, it's the same as any other school. You get pushed around for knowing what you're supposed to do, and if you are somebody who knows what you're supposed to do, you get pushed around more.
Hold your head high, soldier, it ain't over yet. That's why we call it a struggle. You're supposed to sweat.
It's very emotional talking about, these kinds of experiences because it's very painful. Our youth suffer a lot. It's a very dehumanizing experience to be a student of color in an institution that hates you. And that's the reality of it. Our institutions of education, so-called, hate us. They look at the color of our skin and they treat us with hate. And it's not something that's accidental, it's not coincidental, it's something that is very much on purpose. It's very, intentional, and it's very methodical and systematic.
I'm back with a plan of attack to repossess my name, face, and history.
And so as educators, one of the things that we understand is that we have a responsibility, to be able to use the classroom as a space for students to understand and analyze what's going on around them. Because like both Mona and Anna said, they knew that things were messed up. They could tell from the first day they stepped onto a school campus, you know things are not the way they're supposed to be. You know when you walk around, you know what it feels like to be persecuted. You know what it feels like to be dehumanized. Nobody needs to tell you what that's like. What you may need some help with is understanding why. We need to be able to understand ourselves before we can survive in the world, before that we can become, the type of people that treat each other with love. We have to love ourselves. And we can't love ourselves if we don't know who we are, if all we know is what's around us.
There's no rest for the weary, just another day grinding up stones till they turn into dust. It's tough times in the rough. Diamonds ain't enough to cover up a corrupted and fucked up legacy of strange fruit, bloody whips and smallpox. Trigger happy cops, barbed wire and fire water, y'all, it don't stop. When the colonizer came with the cross and the sword, I threw the first spear and said I declare war.